UX is using this game design technique to keep you hooked, believing that you still have a chance. Just kidding, guys. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about breadcrumbing, a game design technique that helps you guide your players through the game so that they can play the game as you intend, as you design the game, right? So I have two examples here of breadcrumbing being applied to, well, classical games, and after that I will show you how you can, well, practically implement this technique and what's behind the reasoning behind this technique, because it has all to do with how your brain works. The two examples I want to show. So this is a page of my first line to first dollar course. So this is a course about designing, developing, and launching your first game so you can start to earn money with your passion. The link will be in the description. I'll put a discount code so you can pay a little less on the course. But yeah, we already have a lot of classes about game design. This one is about, business model, not this one, game design principles. And I present a lot of game design principles, but in this one we are going to talk about breadcrumbing. What is breadcrumbing? When you want players to play in a given way, to play your game in a given way, you can add some small rewards for them. So rewards and punishments are the tools that game designers have to guide players through the journey of achieving the game goal. As I always say, a game is a system of systems of incentives, and incentives are basically either punishments or rewards, and you can have positive and negative rewards and positive and negative punishments. So how does that work? Well, a positive reward is something that gives something valuable to players, and a negative reward is something that takes out a punishment, for instance, from players, something that decreases the player perception of value from the media. A negative punishment is the opposite, so a negative punishment is something that takes something of value from the player, and a positive punishment is something that adds something that will, well, decrease the player's perception of value from the media. And these are the tools that we have to guide our players through our games. So you can use juiciness, you can use score points, you can use a lot of things that can give this sense of punishment and rewarding. So in this case, the idea is that with breadcrumbing, you are going to use some rewards to guide the players to play the game as you want them to do. So breadcrumbing is this technique where, well, it came out from that old tale of this boy and this girl that are kidnapped by a witch, and they leave some breadcrumbs behind so that people can find them. I forgot the name of this tale, but yeah, you guys comment below if you know what I'm talking about, because here in Brazil we call them John and Mary against the witch. But I don't know how people, so I think that is Hazel and I forgot the name of the girl. So this is the same thing. We are going to put some breadcrumbs so that players will follow this path that we planned them to play the game. So here I have Super Mario World, a classical game, and in this case you can see that we have some resources here, right? So we have the players' lives, and we have, well, score points and coins as well. So we have a lot of resources that we can play here. So breadcrumbing will tell you to put one of these available resources here so that players can move in the direction to obtain these rewards and be rewarded to execute the behavior that we wanted them to execute. So this will be a way clearer in the next example, but let's see how this goes. So you can see that Shigeru Miyamoto, right, the game designer behind Mario, added some coins right here, and especially the Yoshi coin. So players will have to make a jump. And look what has, right at the end of this jump, a turtle, right? So this is the first time that players have contact with Yoshi in this game. And they are about to see that once they jump with Yoshi on a turtle, they will stomp the turtle. So this is how Yoshi is supposed to be used for, and this is what Shigeru Miyamoto is trying to communicate to players. So this is the interesting thing about game design. You have to create your own communication system so that you and your player can communicate. So you can say, hey, are you seeing these rewards? I want you to pick them so I can show you something. And this is what Shigeru Miyamoto did with these coins. Well, technically the player is supposed to stomp the turtle, right? But yeah, this player probably is an advanced player, so it's probably someone that already has experience with Super Mario World. And you can see again, Shigeru Miyamoto added some coins here and a Yoshi coin, so players will have to make this jump to pick up these rewards. And there is something right here to teach them how they should play the game, right? And the second example that I would show, and this is way cooler, is this Donkey Country gameplay. So this is the Carnage, something like this level, and you can see that as the players picked the bananas, if the players picked 100 bananas, they will be rewarded with a life balloon, right? So this is the thing, you can use many levels of breadcrumbing, so you can break down a big reward into smaller rewards that once players collect a given amount of this reward, they will be rewarded with a great reward. So players will be engaged into collecting these small rewards. And well, a big reward, in this case a life, will also help the player achieve the goal of the game, which is to defeat the boss, right? So players are always taking this into account. In this part right here, you can see that the game designer, I don't know who is behind the game design of the Donkey Kong Country, added an arc of bananas here so that players will have to jump to pick all of them, right? But this is a safe environment because if players lose this jump, they won't be punished. But the game designer is trying to communicate to players, hey, you can jump with this cart. You can jump when you are in this trail. So in this rail, actually. And here, they will show players, hey, this part right here, you can safely fall. The cart will take care of the movement here. So just leave it be. But now that players know that they can jump when they are within the cart, they will be tested. And this is something very interesting. We should always teach and test. Teach and test. This is how level design works. You have a given ability, a given skill that you want players to develop, and you have to teach them and test them. And they can only progress to the next stage of the game after they pass through this test. So this is an interesting approach about level design. You should always test your player and prevent that they progress if they didn't develop this skill that you are trying to teach them. So players learn that they can jump with the cart, they jump the hole, and they can progress through the next challenge. They are testing again to reinforce, because maybe it was luck, maybe the player just mashed some buttons and passed through this test. Not the case here. And now they will show that players can change the rail by jumping to the next rail using these bananas. Again, making a jump, a quick jump, and so on and so forth, right? So this is a very good example of breadcrumbing as well. So what's behind this principle? The human brain has what we call we live in a state of a predictive brain. This is a feature of the brain. So the brain works by creating simulations of reality. And we have some beliefs, we have some hypotheses, some rules that the brain uses to create this reality that we are simulating. And we don't live in actual reality, we are living in this simulated reality. Because through our senses, through our knowledge, through our imagination, through our beliefs, we create this simulation that we are living in. So yeah, each one of you guys are living in a simulation, but in a singular simulation. So each one is living in your own simulation. The idea is that by creating another rule for players, so for instance, if you follow these breadcrumbs, you will be rewarded, and you want to be rewarded because this will increase your probability of succeeding in this game. You can communicate to them, hey, pick these rewards. I'm trying to show you something. Do that. I'm trying to teach you something. Do as I showed you. So this is a direct line of communication that game designers have with players. Follow these rewards because I want to show you something. Follow these rewards because I want to teach you something. In my game, particularly, I missed this concept, but I want to show you how am I going to fix that. So previously I had this asteroids, but what does that mean for players? Because if this is the first time that players are playing the game, so these are asteroids is meant to lure players towards the headquarters of the company, which is Milky Way Melee Inc. By the way, follow Milky Way Melee Inc. is my next game, is the project that I'm currently working on. It's a game about delivering love letters through the solar system, so you can expand the operations of Milky Way Mailing Inc., which is a space delivering company, and you have to face the solar aspects, which are basically avatars of the Zodiac. Yeah, link will be in the description and the pinned comment as well. In this game, this is the main hub for players. So players will have to interact with this headquarters here to get quests, especially the main quests, so that they can deliver some special packages to VIP clients. And the first thing that I want to show players is that, hey, you can play with your trying to figure out how your spaceship works, but you should go to this place. And I did that by adding these asteroids, but look at that. If this is the first time that you are playing the game, these asteroids don't mean anything, right? They are basically just obstacles, especially if you don't have experience with space shooting games. So maybe the player will figure out that they can turn on the thrust and move, but what about this asteroid? What does that do? It doesn't mean anything to players. So instead, I want to give a direct reward. So in the game, you can destroy this asteroid. So this was my approach. You can destroy these asteroids to get some rewards. So these ores. So this is this is meant to convey the idea that you are picking up a metal ore. So these were cobalt, but players don't know that they can destroy these things, right? So instead of giving asteroids, which is a bigger reward, I want to basically just guide players with breadcrumbs, smaller rewards, right? So I'm going to take rid of these, and I'm going to directly add some iron ore right here. One of them like this, that, guiding the players to the Milky Way Mailing Inc., which is this structure here. So this is basically how I will breadcrumb my players so they can follow this. Probably I'll have to balance this out because players can use these resources to repair the spaceship. But after that, they will understand that there is something here, right? Because previously there was nothing, and now there is this thing, this shiny structure here. And this is another concept that I will present in next Friday. So I want to make this a series here on the channel. Every Friday will be like Game Design Friday. So I can talk about these principles, fundamentals, and, well, game design stuff, and not just Godot and development and stuff like this. I want to talk about conceptual stuff. So this is carrot dangling. We put something in players' face so they can know that they should move towards a given direction, right? That is, it's different from breadcrumbing, but you can use breadcrumbing to guide players to carrot dangling, right? So you can think about like carrot dangling. On Metroidvania games, you have a given part of the level that players see that they don't have a double jump to reach out a cliff, so they try to jump and they don't reach this cliff, so they think, yeah, I think that I should look for something that will unlock. This is also another technique called key locking or gating that is meant to prevent players' progress, and will only unlock this progress once players discover the key for this gate or this locking, right? So this is another game design technique. But now that players can see that this is an important thing, right? So they were previously in a place that didn't have anything, so nothing shows off in this screen. But now with a shiny object, they can, whoa, yeah, they will be like attracted to that, and they can start the first mission of the game. And after that, they will be hooked in the game loop. So this is what I want to do with this breadcrumbing in this game. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I want to make a very quick video about this game design principle. If you like that, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos about game design, game development, and what I call game thinking, which is something that I will create a video in the future to talk about. And if you need help with designing, developing, and launching your first game, you can enroll for the First Line to First Dollar course, which is my course that will help you design, develop, and launch your first game. And if you are really starting and you want my personal help, you can also acquire my Mission Selene, which is my 6 months long mentorship that will help you. We are going to develop a game together so that you can ask questions live. We are going to make a live coding session as well, and we are going to progress through this process. We are going to meet every week for 1 hour, and you can ask questions, you can ask for improvements. You are going to have a guided coding lesson, and I already have everything planned so you can design, develop, and launch your first game with me, guiding you through this journey by hand. So I'll put the link to Mission Selene on the link in the description and on pinned comment as well. But that said, thank you so much for watching, keep developing, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.